Xbox has been killing it in terms of sales over the past couple of months, and the Xbox store is no slouch in bringing us some incredible deals. This week, Xbox are bringing us some pretty cool discounts across a variety of different games, and I've highlighted 16 of these today that you should definitely pick up if you haven't got them in your library. Before we do dive in though, remember I do give away a free Xbox game as part of these sales videos that we do every Wednesday, and all you have to do is leave a comment below about anything Xbox. Congratulations to last week's winner. Just hit me up on our awesome Discord server with the link below and I'll get that game right over to you. Now, with that out of the way, make sure to subscribe down below and let's dive right into the deals coming your way. First up, I wanted to highlight an incredible indie game that is available on Xbox, and that is Songs of Silence. I have mentioned this game in a previous sales video a few weeks back now, but I wanted to highlight it once again as it's on sale this week for the lowest price point we've ever seen. Songs of Silence blends that old school strategy design with some brand new modern flair, delivering a refreshing take on both turn-based tactics and real-time combat. It's actually set in a war-torn fantasy realm steeped in myth and magic, where you command a faction through an overworld teeming with mystery, danger, and ancient power. The game's distinctive visual style uses richly illustrated artwork and minimalist UI to keep things immersive and accessible, and to be honest, I absolutely love the direction that the devs took with this one. It has seen rave reviews across every single platform, as you can see on screen right now. I heavily recommend that you check this one out, especially if you're a lover of strategy games over on Xbox. Mafia Definitive Edition is more than just a remake. It really was a complete reimagining of the 2002 classic that helped define narrative-driven open world games, and with its price point only being £5.24 this week, it's one that I had to include in today's video. With a full graphical overhaul, refined gameplay, and newly recorded voice acting, this version made everything feeling fresh while preserving the spirit of the original. In this one though, if you're unfamiliar, you'll be following the rise and fall of Tommy Angelo, who's a humble cab driver thrust into the criminal underworld of 1930s Lost Heaven. The game's story though is told through stunning cutscenes that really do rival Hollywood crime dramas, while the city itself is dripping with tons of atmosphere, from vintage cars to jazz-filled radios and rainy back alleys. Gunplay and driving feel really polished here, and side content like racing and collectibles really flesh out the overall world. Again, this is a massive 85% discount this week, and honestly, it's an unbeatable deal for one of the most faithfully rebuilt remakes in modern gaming. I know Star Wars Outlaws was very mixed on launch, with many stating they would only try and actually purchase the game once it saw a big discount. Well, in true Ubisoft fashion, we are seeing a 50% discount on Outlaws, and this brings it to its lowest price point we've seen yet, and personally, I really heavily recommend it at this price point, as I actually quite enjoyed my time with this one. If you're unfamiliar, you will play as Kay Vess, an outlaw navigating the edges of galactic society between episodes 5 and 6. This is the first true open world Star Wars game, and it delivers on scale and freedom, really letting you travel from bustling cities to desolate outer rim planets on foot or via your own ship. You'll be engaging of course in stealth, shootouts, negotiations and so much more, all whilst building your reputation in a galaxy that remembers your actions. It has seen some pretty significant updates since its launch, and they have overhauled the game mechanics quite significantly and to many fans' approval. As mentioned, this is $34.99 in the sale, and I do recommend it this week, and you can also check out my review of this game on the channel below. This next game really is a cornerstone of modern gaming. Dark Souls Remastered returns you to the unforgiving world of Lordaeron in a visually enhanced and performance upgraded package. Every zone here, from the eerie depths of Blighttown to the towering grandeur of Anor Londo, feels oppressive, haunting, and just full of secrets. The combat is of course very methodical and brutal, with each enemy encounter capable of ending your run if you're careless in true Souls-like fashion. If you are wondering, this remaster brings 60 FPS gameplay, sharper textures, and updated multiplayer support, making it the definitive way to face this infamous gauntlet of pain and discovery, and you can finally see why this is some players' favourite in the Souls-like series. Whether it's your first attempt or your 5th New Game Plus cycle, Dark Souls still remains as rewarding as it is punishing. At 50% off and down to just £16.49 is definitely a great price point if you want to experience where it all began. Far Cry 4 dropped onto Xbox Game Pass a few days ago, but with that inclusion, we are seeing a massive discount on this game, and now this is the lowest price point ever. This is definitely a good time to grab it if you don't have Game Pass or you just want to own the game forever. To give you a very brief rundown though, this one is set in the mountainous region of Krat, and you're basically entering this region to scatter your mother's ashes, but then find yourself stuck between a civil war with the ruthless dictator known as PAC-MAN. This one for me is one of the best Far Cry games we've ever seen to this day, and for me the big highlight though is the scale and verticality of the overall world structure along with the superb gunplay. The gold edition that I am including in today's video though has all the season pass content and includes the excellent Valley of the Yetis expansion. At just £6.74, it's a full 85% off, and this is the best value the game's ever offered. It really is a great way to experience one of the strongest entries in the Far Cry series. With the hype behind Borderlands 4 growing and growing, I know many of you have been diving into the previous Borderlands games, and this week we have a sale on one of the best collections out there. Borderlands The Handsome Collection bundles together two of the most beloved entries in the looter-shooter genre, Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the pre-sequel, and they've been fully remastered and packed with every single bit of DLC. You'll have access here to hundreds of side quests, legendary weapons, and endgame content to chase for hours on end, and of course this one has all of that humor that we know and love from this franchise. For many out there, including myself, Borderlands 2 is still the best game in this franchise, and there's a reason why so many hold this in high regard. At just £8.74 with 75% off, it is an absurd amount of value for fans of explosive court mayhem, and I heavily recommend it if you haven't played either of these games before. I wanted to actually harken back to the 360 days, as we have an awesome discount for this week for one of my favourite franchises of all time. Few shooters handle historical storytelling like Brothers in Arms' Hell's Highway. This one though is set during Operation Market Garden, and this World War II shooter follows Sergeant Matt Baker and his squad as they navigate personal loss and battlefield chaos. Unlike traditional FPS titles like you see today, Hell's Highway really emphasized squad-based tactics, so you can command your squad as you flank, suppress, and coordinate every encounter rather than just run and gun. The result here is a more slower, more thoughtful shooter that still delivers cinematic moments and a gripping drama, and to be honest, it's still one that I dive into every so often. It has certainly aged pretty poorly, but it's still a must-play for fans of historically grounded warfare. At 70% off and just £2.69, it's an excellent budget pick to relive a phenomenal 360 era shooter. Have you ever wanted to solve a murder while hosting a late night radio show? Well, Killer Frequency lets you do just that. This one though is set in a retro 1980s radio station where you play as a washed up DJ trying to help callers survive a serial killer's rampage throughout town, all whilst taking some calls live on air. It really is a tense blend of puzzle solving, dialogue choices, and real-time decision making that does keep you glued to every single word. The voice performances here are really top tier, and the branching choices also mean that your decisions really do matter. The game nails that old school atmosphere with neon-soaked visuals and a synth-heavy soundtrack, while the branching narrative gives you every reason to replay this game. At its lowest price yet, at £7.34 with 65% off, it's a stylish and original thriller worth tuning in for this week. Phantom Breaker Omnia brings anime-style 2D fighting to Xbox with a roster full of unique characters, lightning-fast combos, and accessible controls. Whether you're a seasoned fighting game vet or brand new to the genre, Omnia makes it easy to pick up and play while still offering some advanced mechanics for deeper strategy. This one though features 3 different fighting styles, each with their own strengths and systems, and the game really does let you support that varied approach to combat and encourages your experimentation. You'll also find a full story mode here with branching dialogue, practice tools, and also then the online multiplayer to test your skills globally. With updated visuals, new characters, and a complete English voice cast, this definitive edition is the best way to play. At just £1.49, this is an incredible 90% off this week, and that's such a steal for fans of fast-paced action fighters. This next game isn't your typical Pac-Man game. Instead, Bandai Namco decided to combine the formula of Battle Royale games with the Pac-Man games that we know and love. This fusion brought us Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle Chomp Champs, and it pits 64 players in a Battle Royale game where you must eat or be eaten. This one was originally a Google Stadia exclusive of all things, but it came over to the Xbox consoles with not much fanfare. Essentially, you'll be navigating interconnected mazes, chomp pellets to power up, and also invade opponents' zones to knock them out of a different match. It really is a clever twist on classic gameplay, combining that sort of nostalgia arcade mechanics with some competitive online chaos, and surprisingly, it works pretty well. The game also includes a lot of visual customization, tons of seasonal events, and also rank ladders to keep things fresh for returning players, and to be honest, seeing those wacky PAC-MAN costumes is utterly hilarious. It's now at its lowest price point ever at £1.59, and this is another game with a huge 90% discount, and for that price point, it's well worth it. Bioshock Infinite took players skyward to the floating city of Columbia, where grand ideals and dark secrets collide, and although it's not the favourite in the series by many out there, it's personally my favourite of this franchise. If you're unfamiliar with this one though, you'll play as Booker DeWitt, a troubled ex-soldier tasked with rescuing Elizabeth, a mysterious girl with dimension-shifting powers. Together, you will both unravel a reality-bending narrative filled with political commentary, jaw-dropping twists, and explosive set pieces. The gunplay here is very fast-paced and dynamic, enhanced by skyhook traversal and Elizabeth's combat support abilities. This complete edition today also includes both story-driven DLCs, that being Burial at Sea Episodes 1 and 2, offering a deeper dive into the Bioshock universe and tying it back to the original Rapture. At just £6.39, it really is an unforgettable ride through one of the most ambitious stories in all of gaming. Now, Weird West was a very gritty, genre-blending action RPG that tosses cowboys, cults, and cosmic horrors into a sprawling, interconnected sandbox, and it came out to fairly positive reviews. You will basically take control of 5 distinct characters here, each with their own storyline that subtly overlaps with each other's, creating a rich and reactive world. The combat really looks to blend that twin-stick shooting with stealth and environmental manipulation, and if you like that sort of top-down isometric look, then this one is a solid pickup. This definitive edition I'm highlighting though improves performance and includes some really much needed balance updates, making it the real best version of an already stellar experience. It's now just £5.2p, and believe it or not, this is the lowest price yet, and it really is a haunting but excellent experience that I highly recommend. At 70% off and just £8.99, this game is a must-play for fans of action survival hybrids. I think it's safe to say that Dying Light Enhanced Edition is the ultimate way to experience Techland's high-octane zombie survival parkour game. This one though is set in the quarantine zone of Iran, and you'll be traversing rooftops and alleyways using a fluid movement system that turns urban navigation into a thrill ride. This enhanced edition on this week's sale includes the following expansion: new game modes, extra weapons, and much needed polish past visuals and performance for both the Xbox Series X and S consoles. Honestly, for me, the dynamic day and night cycle really does ramp up the tension. During the day, you'll be scavenging about and fighting back, but at night, you'll be running for your life away from some truly grotesque and highly strong enemies. It's such a great zombie experience, and it's still my favourite, especially as Dying Light 2 for me personally wasn't as good in terms of the storytelling department. XCOM 2 is one of my favourite strategy games of all time, and there is a reason why many other franchises try copying this tried and true formula. This one though throws you into a brutal fight for Earth's liberation after the alien occupation has taken hold. As the commander of a guerrilla resistance force, you'll be managing a mobile base, recruiting specialised troops, and conducting tactical missions where every decision can mean your life or permadeath. This digital deluxe edition though includes the Reinforcement Pack and the Resistance Warrior Pack, giving you additional customization and gameplay options that expand on the already complex strategic layers. It really is a test of planning, nerves, and adaptability, with randomized events ensuring no two missions ever play out the same. If you enjoyed the likes of Gears Tactics over on Xbox Game Pass, then you will absolutely love XCOM 2, and for this great discount this week, it's one I highly recommend. Now, Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden delivered a post-apocalyptic blend of real-time exploration and turn-based combat, wrapped in a surprisingly emotional narrative. You'll be guiding a team of anthropomorphic mutants, like a crossbow-wielding duck and a hulking boar, through ruined cities and eerie forests in search of answers. The deluxe edition as well here adds the Seed of Evil expansion, which does introduce new environments, enemies, and a powerful new companion to your squad. The combat here, as you can see on screen now, borrows heavily from XCOM, but adds stealth-based engagement and environmental variety to let you plan ambushes before things kick off. It's strategic, stylish, and honestly just full of heart, and now it is its lowest price point ever. It's just £5.2p at 70% off, and for a surprisingly touching tale of survival and identity, it's one that you need to pick up. The Grandia HD Collection brought together two of the most cherished JRPGs from the 90s in one polished package, and that included offering improved visuals, updated UI, and enhanced widescreen support for the low price this week of just £16.74. Grandia 1 actually follows a wide-eyed adventurer chasing legends beyond the edge of the unknown world, while Grandia 2 delivers a darker, more mature narrative with excellent character development and a deeper combat system. Both games here though feature a very unique turn-based battle mechanic that blends real-time strategy with classic JRPG elements, creating fights that are both tactical but very fast-paced. Exploration and discovery are really key here as well, filled with charming NPCs, lots of dungeons, and sweeping soundtracks that elevate every moment. If you're wanting to dive into the turn-based strategy genre after playing Expedition 33, then this one is well worth diving into, as it's at 50% off this week and the lowest price ever for two of the most enduring and influential titles in this genre. What game are you going to pick up in this sale? Or is there a game you are hoping to see on sale very soon? Let me know down below for a chance to win a free Xbox game. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more Xbox content every single day. Whilst here though, why don't you check out the video on screen now, as I did cover the 20 brand new Xbox Game Pass games coming out this May and beyond. And if you're like me, I know that you're absolutely hyped for Doom the Dark Ages when that lands onto Xbox next week.